Hello and welcome back to Movies in Us, episode 89 of Movies in Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning, sometimes. Today we are covering the 2013 animated release of Superman Unbound. I don't know why it's called that, but whatever. It was directed by James Tucker, screenplay by Bob Goodman, produced by James Tucker and Alan Burnett. Alan Burnett's a name that we've seen a few times.
Yes, it is.
Excuse me. Starring Matt Bomer. If you don't know, he was in a show called White Collar back in 2013, which was a pretty good show. And he is currently, what is his name? What is it called? The Negative Man from Doom Patrol in the live action Doom Patrol movie show.
I haven't seen it.
He's the mummy guy with the glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's also starring Stanek Haddock, Sean Noble, Molly Quinn, Dietrich Bader. Why does that name sound familiar?
What's his name?
He's from the Drew Carey Show. That's why I know it. Alexander Gould, Francis Conroy, Stephen Root.
Wait, hold on. You know Dietrich Bader from the Drew Carey Show?
Yeah, he's the friend on the Drew Carey Show.
I know him from Office Space as the neighbor.
Oh, I mean, I've seen that movie, but I couldn't tell you who was in it.
Oh, he's got the mullet. He's like, yo, Pete, or whoever the main guy is. Look at this channel. I don't want to say because not rated for this. But yeah, he's just the neighbor in Office Space. That's where I know him from, but okay.
No, he's the other friend in Drew Carey's show.
Yes, yeah, he's in a slew of things. He's a very familiar face for people.
Anyways. Yeah. Stephen Root, Jason Bogg, Serena Irwin, Wade Williams, Melissa Disney, Michael Leon Woolley, William Lee, Ian James Corlett, and Andrea Romano.
Yes.
And that is the credits. I'm just going to say this now. There is no behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh, wow, really?
Nope. They don't
Has there ever been for any of these fucking animated movies?
A little bit here and there. Yeah. But, this one goes, when you look at the page, it has plot, cast, and then it goes right to reception. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So there's usually something else there, but not even in this one. What's interesting about this is this movie's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I know. Take that for what it's worth, but I wouldn't say it's 100%. But
also, IGN gave the film a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, but weren't those the same people that love The Dark Knight Returns? You can't trust them.
But you can trust Rotten Tomatoes. You can't trust anybody's critical opinion, TJ.
I'm just saying, if you like The Dark Knight Returns, you have no taste. So.
Whoa.
Anyway, this film earned $1.6 million on DVD sales and $1.8 million on Blu-ray sales, bringing it up to $3.4 million total.
Did I hear money?
Yeah.
Box office?
Yes, it's your turn.
Yeah! So $3.4 million in DVD/Blu-ray earnings does not make it into the box office, sadly, but we're going to box office anyway. So I'm going to go number 50, either 40, because why not? So number 50 was Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. They made $151 million.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what Jackass is, but I don't know what...
It's like the third sequel. First one spinoffs. What is the movie? After that,
well, it sounds like Jackass is presenting it like it's some kind of nothing to do with Jackass. It's just like Jackass is presenting it, you know?
No, it's just one of the spinoffs they have. At number 49, making $154 million, is a movie called Lone Survivor.
No idea what that is.
It's a military propaganda movie.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's all that is. At number, I'm going to get hated for saying that, but it's propaganda. At number 48, Insidious Chapter 2 made $161 million.
Insidious?
It's a horror film franchise.
I know the name. That's not the one with the doll, is it?
Oh my god, maybe.
I don't know.
No, that's the Annabelle series. But that's Annabelle started with them because she was maybe part of the Insidious. TJ, there's so many of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen a horror film franchise since the 80s. No, that's not true.
For you. I don't like any new horror films because they're all the same ghost and jump scare stuff.
No, I lied. The last technically horror movie I seen was Scream.
That's
in
the
90s.
Yeah.
So
I think Annabelle did come from this series. I'm thinking of the Sinister series. So maybe Annabelle did come from that.
I did hear the Insidious series was pretty good though.
It probably is, but
Because I mean, I've heard of it, so it's
yeah.
got to be decent if I've heard of it. You know what I mean?
I don't like ghost movies because they're just lazy movies to me. I like not slasher, but I do like bloody movies. I like just psychological other kind of horror movies. These aren't my cup of tea.
Like Images.
No, TJ. That was like an indie not a test. What do they call it? Freaky
Indie-
hippy dippy movie. Not
it-
wasn't a psychological thriller.
An indie garbage movie.
Yeah, some bullshit. That's what that was. Set number 47 was a movie, a sequel. No, it's the first one. This is the first one of the two. Olympus Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler. Made $170
Wait,
million.
it's a sequel?
No, this is the first one. Olympus Has Fallen. The second one's London Has Fallen. Olympus Has Fallen is when the White House gets taken over by terrorists. It's actually a fun, dumb action.
And they made a sequel out of it?
Yes, where they go to London and take over.
That doesn't sound like
Fallen,
that doesn't sound like a movie that should be a series.
No, but it made money.
So
First one, so they're like, let's cash in on this dumb movie.
that's like, I don't know, making a sequel to The Hunt for Red October or something.
Well, that's a book series, so I guess they could.
I mean, it's a book series, but it's a series with different plots. That's literally the same plot over again.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, the guy's gonna. It's Die Hard. It's just legit Die Hard. Jared Butler is the bodyguard to the president, who's played by Morgan Freeman, and it gets taken over by the.
I don't know. It's just like,
Freeman.
I brought up,
Aaron Eckhart.
like I brought up The Hunt for Red October, and I think The Time After Tomorrow or something is another one in that series, but they're completely different plots.
Yeah, well, if that's a Jack Reacher, right, series, or
Yeah, I think it's Jack Reacher. I think I own all those movies. Yeah, I think I own all those movies.
no, yeah, different. Like, well, this is literally just Die Hard made in 2000s.
No, but even Die Hard has different premises.
Well, the first two did, kind of. It's different settings. Like that, it's just the guy doing a thing. He's just pushed into kind of not one to do the thing.
I don't know. It just seems like they just copied the first movie, and like I'm judging it based on the name. Honestly, I've never seen the movie.
It's the CGI shit in those movies.
I don't know. It feels like. It feels like if you're gonna do that movie, you know, what was the first one called?
This one is Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen. Maybe the London one should be like not taking over the whatever
I'm
they're
thinking about it. I think there's probably 3 of these movies now. I think they made it into a trilogy.
I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. It's like taking Cliffhanger and making that a sequel or something.
Okay, yeah, they made it a third one. Angel Has Fallen. I haven't seen it. I should probably watch it.
What city are they taking over in that one?
It looks like the synopsis says Mike Banning is framed for the attempted assassination of the president and must evade his own agency and the FBI as he tries to uncover the real threat.
Oh, so it's Skyfall.
It sounds like Mission Impossible. It sounds like all this spy thrillers. Like, you gotta go get
Well, at least it doesn't sound like they're taking over something like the other two did.
That's true. That's why I'm adding it to my list to watch now, because it sounds like a good movie.
I mean, and to be fair, I am purely judging it by its cover.
I know. Trust me, they're not great movies, but they're definitely enjoyable popcorn movies. That's all I'm saying. That's why it's at number 47 in the box office. TJ.
Oh, okay.
Number 46 made $171 million. Anchorman 2: The Legend Continues.
Never saw them.
The first one's okay. The second one's like, nah.
I mean, I know of them. That's like one of those pop cultural movies, but I never saw any of them.
Yeah, they're movies. At number 45, Identity Thief made 173.
No idea.
That's Melissa McCarthy and Jason Bateman. Not a good film. It sucks. At number 44.
You say names like I'm supposed to know who these people are.
I can't even say any movies that are in because you won't know any of the movies, so I'm not even bother.
Like, I think, isn't Melissa McCarthy like a Saturday Night Live comedian?
She was. She did Bridesmaids. She was in that. That's made her famous.
I don't know.
Was she in fucking Saturday Night Live? I don't think she was Saturday Night Live. She might have been. But she's a funny comedian.
And then Jason Bateman, wait, which one is he? Is he the...
Have you seen Arrested Development?
Yes.
He's the main brother in that.
Don't know who the main brother is.
Michael Bluth.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god, you're the worst. You're the worst. God damn it. He's a guy. They're good. They're both good actors. Just not a good movie.
Okay, Identity Thief. Gotcha.
At number 44, The Butler made $177 million. I think it's based on Lee Daniels of books.
Don't know what that is.
It's like Black Forest Gump. That's all it is. He's going to face so many presidencies. At another black movie. At number 43, made $187 million. 12 Years a Slave.
I don't know what that is.
It's an overrated movie. I did not like it. I think it won an Oscar. Or was at least nominated for an Oscar.
I just found it funny that we were talking about slaves today.
I know. I was waiting for you to say something. Yeah. I just, man, some slave movies are just not good. It's just hyped up because black people are struggling.
Yeah, they just wanted that movie sounds like it was made just to make money.
Yep, it was made to be an Oscar bait.
Or yeah, win awards.
Yep,
that's what that movie was made for.
It's too long. It was based off a true story too. But my God, it's just not a fun sit through. At number 42, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That made $188 compared to Superman's $3 million.
Wait. Start over. What was it?
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
And what number is this?
42.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
It is a movie directed by and starring Ben Stiller.
What does this have to do with Superman? Why did you bring Superman into it?
It's because it's like the number, because I forgot I was like, why am I doing a box office? So yeah, I'm going back and forth with numbers. Okay. At number 41, Jack the Giant Slayer made $197 million.
I heard of that one.
Yeah, so did I didn't see it.
I don't know what it is, though. I mean, I'm assuming it's Jack and a Beanstalk.
Yes. Oh, look at this. At number 40 is one I wanted to mention. That's why I picked this list. At number 40, $199 million was Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters.
Never saw the movie, but I read the entire series.
That's why I picked this one. I think it's the second or third in the series. I don't know.
No, it's a second. It's a second in the series. I don't think they ever made a third.
I thought so. I know they're trying to get a TV series out about it as of this recording.
It's a good book series. I mean, it's more of a what's the age group below young adult?
God, I just know young adult, young teen, maybe.
Whatever that thing, because I wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, kids can read it; it's not a problem. Yeah. But it's like I would say it's between Harry Potter and Twilight. Okay. Not like story wise, but like age wise, who it's for.
Yes.
But it's a good series. It's decent. If you like Greek mythology and stuff, it's interesting to read.
Yeah, I saw the first one. I was like, movie.
They did
it. That, but
the guy had a sequel series based on Egyptian mythology, so that's cool.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up number 39 just because we're talking about number 47 earlier. 47 was Olympus Has Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
That. So 39 is a movie called White House Down.
Is it the same movie?
You know how every year when some movie comes out, they make the exact same thing? I believe Olympus Has Fallen came out first, and then this one came out right after. This one stars Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is the president. Channing Tatum is. It's the same premise, though.
Did that one get a sequel too?
Nope. Which is funny because it made more money.
That's what I was going to say. It made more money, but doesn't get a sequel. Well, how fair is that?
And I saw both of them. They're both equally stupid, but equally entertaining. But yeah, I actually like this one more because I like the chemistry between the two leads. But yeah, I'm surprised this one never got a sequel.
Yeah, no. So, what's next?
I think that's it for all the DVDs features.
Oh, okay. I actually own the DVD Blu-ray combination of Superman Unbound. And honestly, all the trailers I said from the last animated movie are the same for this one, for the most part. Yeah, it's Man of Steel, Green Lantern, Young Justice, Batman, Brave and the Bold animated series, The Hobbit Part 1, the Injustice video game, and the only different trailer I got was the Lego Batman movie.
It's a good movie.
Never saw it.
Well, regardless, it's a solid movie, TJ. So it's
actually the Lego movies aren't in the list.
That's bullshit. Why aren't they in the list?
Because they're in a separate category for some reason.
For what? Bullshit.
They separated the Lego movies out.
Why?
I don't know. We're following the list on the Wikipedia page.
The list is so fucking stupid. I swear to God, it's like the worst list, and it always changes. It could get like dumber and dumber every time they change. Like, why would this be separate?
Which is why we cut down to only Marvel and DC because it was getting ridiculous.
It's the dumbest list ever. I hate this list. Like, I know if we had like true fans listening, like, why are they covering this movie? Why did they skip this one? Like, what's the fans? It's the list TJ decided to pick and not print out.
Look. We never promised to follow it accurately. That's why it's genre movies from the beginning sometimes.
Whatever.
That's the tagline. That's
like a cop out to me.
That's our legal cop out. That's why the taglines are in there, so we can't be beholden when we want to change up the formula and stuff. Anyway, that was the trailers.
Yay. I do not want to talk about this fucking movie. Maybe because I have nothing to say for this movie. I'll probably be silent the whole time we're talking about it.
I got a half a page of notes. That's it.
That's way more than I expected, honestly.
Well, a few things actually pissed me off in this movie, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does any of it deal with Lois Lane?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I figured.
Most of it deals with Lois Lane.
Yeah. They did not do her justice, man. Like, I was watching her character development, like, this is not good.
Yeah. All right. Instead of going out of order here, let's Want to
Yeah.
jump right into it? All right. So, Superman Unbound opens up with some pretty graphic
Yeah,
credits.
I was surprised.
So,
Jesus.
of Brainiac getting put together by machines or something. I don't know. But yeah,
What universe number
like
is this?
DC doesn't have universe numbers.
And I'm messing with you, but I was going to ask you this: is this like comic accurate? Is this how they look in the comics? Is it like details?
Is that how they look in the comics?
Yeah. So the first one we saw with him, he was a true robot-looking robot.
Oh,
He
it's
looks
Brainiac.
that looks like a cyborg, I guess. Whatever the terminology is, an android, whatever the terminology is for that, nerds.
He is. Yeah, it's more comic accurate, I would say, in this one. I mean, he's. I don't know. Brainiac goes back and forth. He's technically a Kaluan, which is an alien species,
Oh,
but because of what he's like this evil thing, he kind of turns himself into a robot. I think I don't know. It's weird because in the Legion of Superheroes, which is like the 30th century future superheroes, one of the heroes, part of the Legion of Superheroes, is Brainiac. I want to say I forget what number it is, like Brainiac 5 or something.
yeah.
And he's pretty much just a green alien with super intelligence.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah, I don't know. All right,
Sorry.
that's fine. So we opened up with graphic Brainiac, and
You okay?
yeah, I'm trying to decide how I'm going to tackle this because, like, the first act is just setting up this world. It's like telling you, like it introduces like there's a terrorist attack in the beginning because Superman's dealing with an earthquake, which just to show us, hey, Supergirl's in this movie, and she shows up and takes place, but she's not like Clark. She's angry and a teenager, and angst. So we need to play that part up of it.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
So, but
terrorist attack involves Lois Lane.
Yeah, because of course it does.
Yeah, it has to, right?
Yeah. So, like the opening is kind of boring a little bit. I would say.
Very boring.
Like there's this attack going on, but it's just these regular guys. I don't know why they're kidnapping Lois. Like, what is their point? Like, Superman's out of town for a minute, and they think they can get away with this, and then Supergirl shows up and they're surprised. Wait, there's another one, and they still tried to stab her with a knife as if that's going to do something. It's just the stupidity of these guys.
Like you said, why are they doing it? We don't think we ever find out. Like,
no, it's just there to establish certain things and stuff. This whole story is based on the 2008 comic book story arc, Superman Brainiac.
Okay.
And this isn't in it. This like the things they add to this movie are not good.
No, but I guess they're trying to just again runtime. Like we gotta make it an hour some change. So,
but they could have done it a 1-to-1 adaptation, and it would have been fine. It's not the greatest story arc, but it's okay. It's a decent story arc. But we're talking off Mike about why these kinds of adaptations are worse than the 1-to-1 adaptations.
Yes.
And it's because like in these ones they don't depend on the comic book histories and lore and stuff that go with it. Like this whole movie has a forced arc of Superman trying to protect Lois, and he comes off as like misogynistic because of it.
Extremely. Like every time they tackle that side of Superman where he's trying to be overprotective of everyone else in his life, it's always a theme once he's overprotective of first off. Second off, it does always come off misogynistic and like this isn't. I feel like that's not. I guess it's me being a purist, even though I'm not a purist, but it's like seems like that's not Superman. That's not how he would be portrayed.
Right. And there's that whole arc, but at least in this one, they're a couple.
Yeah, so it makes more sense, I guess.
But at the same time, they're not telling anybody they're a couple. Which doesn't make any sense. The whole reason why they became a couple is so Lois and Clark can have their normal I
can see like Superman not telling people he's dating Lois Lane,
right? But
Clark we can open about it.
But they're keeping their relationship a history, and then they're dating. But Clark doesn't tell or introduce Lois about to Supergirl.
Yeah.
It's like that's his cousin. Essentially his adopted. Well, I was going to say daughter, but I would say more like adopted sister.
Exactly.
At this point, and it just doesn't make any sense that they wouldn't like. This is a big part of her family and stuff. Whereas in the comics, Lois knows who Supergirl is. They have conversations and stuff, and she goes to her and talks to her about certain things and stuff. and like she's because everyone knows that Lois and Clark are actually married in at that time, and they have all that history to depend on. Whereas this they introduce stupid elements for forced drama that.
But see, like, I don't think that's a good argument though, or stupid thing, because like they could still just go deep in, like, yeah, these two are married now. Who cares? You guys know who these characters are.
I'm not
Like, they don't have to be like.
well, I'm not like that's what I'm
content.
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Why
Yeah.
these adaptations suck, because they add things like Clark and Lois fighting about being overprotective for no reason. It doesn't. It's like it's just forced drama for the sake of. We need a subplot here.
Yeah.
We need something for Lois to do. Where her,
which I guess would make sense if it's like their first week of dating, but we don't know how long they've been dating for.
Well, and that's what I mean. So
we
like,
don't know like what the time period is like of this movie.
This movie is a standalone movie, so it's essentially establishing in its own universe.
Yeah.
So like, I don't understand why they just like they have a perfectly fine universe built up with the Public Enemies and Apocalypse worlds. Why not just continue on from there?
I don't know. It could
like,
be like a legal thing.
Why do we need to start over again?
Yeah.
Like, the story arc is from Action Comics. Let me just bring up the numbers here. It's Action Comics number 866 to 870. But when they did the storyline, they didn't erase Action Comics 1 through 855. I mean, they kind of did with retcons and stuff, but you know, there's a giant history that led up to this. Like, Kara's afraid of Brainiac, but she's already been here for a while. You know what I mean? She's already been established and stuff like that. This is just another arc in the comics, whereas this just like, all right, did she just get here because they're talking about her coming through the wormhole and stuff like that, or has she been here for years and she's just now telling Clark about this? So it's just a reestablishing of everything really hurts these movies.
Yes,
and it really brings them down. That's what kind of makes them bad. Which is why I'm glad we're about to start going into universe movies in these animated things.
Great.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of them.
The animated universe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think it's like the DCEU.
No, not the DCE. Those are terrible. But like, we're coming up on Flashpoint, which is going to start that universe, even though they're based on the New 52's comic books, which is terrible. But the movies could be good. Who knows?
Yeah,
because they're adaptations of bad things, and to do enough changes like they normally do, maybe it'll turn out pretty good. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. It just bothers me. And another thing that bothers me about this, and this is, I'm going to admit, this is a 100% nitpick. Her name's not Kara. It's Kara.
You nerd.
It's Kara. There's no H in her name.
God damn, you purists.
No, it's not superhero purist. This is grammar purism.
Purist. It's Ong. No, sorry. It's Ang, not Ong.
Yeah, it is.
We have years of establishing how you say these names. Goddamn pronounce them. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I didn't even pick up on that, but you're not wrong.
They did it in the last Supergirl movie. Yes. Kara. Kara, that's what how to say it. They say Kara. No, it's Kara.
Maybe it's you, TJ. Maybe you don't say it wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm not. I know how the word is spelled. There's no H in the freaking name.
Well, it's a Kryptonian name, so maybe they say it differently.
No, they don't. It's Kara. And I'm admitting 100% that's purely a nitpick.
Yeah.
But it drove me nuts every time they said their name. That's not her name.
Speaking of my nitpicks for this movie is I don't like the animation style for Superman. His jawline's too long. He looks very punchable.
I actually didn't mind Superman. He looks a little too like scrawny, muscular. If that makes sense.
He looks like a bad interpretation of an alpha male. If that's like that seems very.
His design didn't bother me as much as Lois's design.
I hated hers too. I hated both their designs.
She looks like she's supposed to be like an X-Men Evolution or something.
Yes.
Or like a goth high school girl or something. She's
supposed to seem edgy looking. Like, that's not Lois. Who the is this?
Yeah, I don't know why she's in there. Yeah. Know what else bothered me about Lois?
What?
Her voice.
Yeah.
Her voice actress was. I'm not gonna say she's a bad voice actress. I just don't think it worked here at all. No. Her voice bothered the hell out of me.
We just saw the two guys nitpicking a dumb cartoon. I hate it.
This is what critics do.
I hate it so much. But yeah, I did not care for the anime style and some of the voice acting for sure.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's like, and going back to the way like Clark and is with Lois and stuff like that. Like, there's a line in here that Lois says, "It must be frustrating to be the most powerful man in your life and not be able to control the women in your life." It's like,
Yeah,
what misogynist wrote that?
there are so many lines like that in this movie. It's like, this is so sexist. I don't know if it was me being me, but I'm glad you're saying this because, like, this is she's saying it's like super sexist, super like so misogynistic. There's no way. It's a very dated movie. Let's say that.
And like, they brought in the what is his name? Lombard, the sports guy from the Daily
Yeah,
Planet. And he's in the comic, but so is another character named Cat Grant, who is like, she's older and she's like, she had gotten a boob job in the comic and stuff, and she's trying to like, she's like a gossip columnist and stuff like that. Which, you know, it's fine to leave her out, but why bring this guy in and then make gay jokes at everyone's expense with it? You know,
weird. Yeah.
this was a 2013 mentality. I get it, but it's just, it adds nothing. Why have it?
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. It's just, it bothered me.
I mean, you sound pretty woke, TJ.
Anyway, so yeah, the first act is, you know, just establishing the world and stuff, and then a Brainiac drone appears on Earth, and then we find out that Brainiac had taken Kandor, the city of Kandor, from Krypton and invaded, and Supergirl was there, and it was a traumatizing event because on Krypton, if you don't know, they're under a red sun, so they don't have super powers on their planet. So Brainiac showing up, it's like Brainiac attacking a bunch of humans, essentially, with more technology, essentially. So yeah, and Kara tells Clark about Brainiac, which he doesn't know about Brainiac in this movie for some reason. He has faced Brainiac before in the comics, just not to this extent, like different versions of him. So he knew of him in the comic, but in this movie, he has no idea who Brainiac is, which makes no sense.
I'm fine with that. If they're doing their own lore, that's fine. It works out in this.
But
like you said,
whatever.
They're doing their own established canon. I'm cool with them not knowing who Brainiac is.
I would be too if this movie was going to lead into something.
Well, again, this movie seems like it's coming. It seems like it was coming off of a TV show and then going back into the TV show. But since the way this movie is, he knows who Brainiac is. It works. It works fine with me. It would make sense in not knowing how they establish. Like, okay, yeah, sure. First time we got on the Brainiac. Supergirl's out there to exposition on who he is. Perfect.
But anyway, so instead of waiting for Brainiac to come to invade Earth, Superman goes to him, and that's the second act, essentially. He goes to an alien planet, which I was a little confused. I guess that's just how they designed his suns in the animated verse, that looks like it's constantly exploding when we see Earth's sun later. But it looked it looked like a red sun when they got there, so I was like, shouldn't he lose his powers? But I guess not.
I was questioning that too, like, okay, why has he got powers now? Like, oh,
yeah, I guess
they're kind of addressing it, but whatever.
Yeah, so whatever. He goes there and he tries to stop Brainiac from taking over this one planet that has one city on it.
Hey, every life matters, TJ.
But and Brainiac's invasions, he just murders people left and right. Yeah. There's some blood in this movie too. So Superman's fighting, saving his planet, and then he gets captured by Brainiac.
Oh, that was my question. Brainiac's motives. They made no sense.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Because it's like, okay, so his thing is he wants to know all the knowledge in the universe, right? But then he destroys.
Well, here's the thing. They explain that. He collects all the knowledge of a planet, essentially, and then he destroys the planet, because if he leaves the planet intact, it'll grow and new knowledge will come from it, and thus he will never attain the...
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Which is how he's defeated at the end, essentially, because he loses all control.
Is this why people want him to be in live action? Because that's a good villain to have in live action, right?
Yeah, I think people want him for a lot of reasons, but mostly because they're just tired of Lex Luthor and Zod.
Yeah, that too. He seems like a reasonable enough villain who's not too bizarre to have.
I mean, and because Darkseid seems like it should be a culmination of things.
Yeah, that's like the Thanos. It truly is a Thanos of.
So, like, Brainiac seems like it would be a good one-off villain movie to have. You don't have to kill him and he can come back in later movies, but like he'd be a good one movie antagonist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense, because
although
Yeah.
Although, if they did make that movie, we'd be watching it for this version of that movie for the third time.
And the sad part is they wouldn't do a good job of it. Too. At this point, they will not do a good job. I don't think anyone can do a good job of that at this point. Maybe someone could.
So they just James Gunn just announced the new
Flash.
slate of DC stuff he's going to be working on.
Oh God.
There's like 11 new projects he's going to be doing. So one of them's called Superman Legacy
I like James
that he's writing.
Oh my God. I like what he did with the Marvel movies that he touched, which were Guardians, I guess, right?
Guardians, yeah.
I like them, but like
His Suicide Squad stuff is pretty good too.
I don't want him to add his. I want DC to be its own thing. So I don't want his Marvel side to be in this.
Well, I mean, like.
But also, I know DC needs all the help it can get right now.
You didn't see the new Suicide Squad movie, right?
No,
And you didn't see the Peacemaker show, right?
No, I did not.
I mean, it's a little Guardians-esque because it's an ensemble kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's way darker, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
So
mature, yeah.
So it's more mature. So I don't know. I'm a little optimistic about his new slate of stuff.
Good, as everyone should be. Like,
you know, I prefer DC over Marvel.
So do I. So do I.
I want them to succeed, but at the same time, it's like you could have gone about this a better way, you know? But at the same time, maybe they will bring Henry Cavill back later as a different kind of Superman, as an older Superman, and a different kind of movie. Like,
that's where you lost me. I genuinely just want one timeline of good DC movies, and that's it. After the first timeline's done, do whatever you want so I can tap out. Do what Marvel did. Give me one timeline of DCEU movies of one main villain.
Just don't have fun with the multiverse stuff because I don't know. I don't know why you don't like different versions of things.
Much, TJ. I hate it.
You just don't like it. You just don't like fun. I don't know why, but okay.
Because how are we playing about why we're doing like this movie right now we're watching review? It just feels like why. Yeah, it's a fun thought process and like it's a brain teaser and like thinking like, oh, what ifs? Like, but like at the same time, is there an overarching thing to this? Are we following this?
No, but see, this is different. This kind of movie is just standalone. It doesn't connect to anything. But seeing all the different Spider-Man from all the different movies, that is cool.
I'm dreading what I hate it. I hate it. It's for the money. I hate it. I hate it so goddamn much.
Everything's for money, though. If you take that, you can't enjoy anything if you say, "Oh, it's for the money," because everything's for money.
Because it's blatantly for the money and then how they execute it, which I haven't seen, but I know they do the meme. It's all for just fucking money and it looks lazy.
And it's not just all for the money. Some of the people involved in Marvel are generally like in it for the passion of it.
Sure.
Like, I'm not defending everything Marvel does. Some of their stuff is not good. Yeah. But that Spider-Man movie and bringing in the different Spider-Man and seeing the different generations, bringing back the villains from old and stuff, it's a cool, neat thing to see. Just because you don't like fun.
I like fun. Spider-Verse was a fun movie. It's a genuinely good movie, and it did it first.
And which doesn't make sense that you like that. That's nothing but like this movie. It's just on its own, and it doesn't mean anything. It's nothing.
It's just a multiverse. Because
that's a multiverse movie.
Spider-Verse.
It's a multiverse.
Instead of adding on to it, like, let's do it this way instead and make money this way. And Spider-Verse didn't get its justice. It didn't get like a claim that it did. It should have gotten. And they did the Spider-Man bullshit with Tom Holland and the guys. And it's like that got acclaimed, guys. That was good, but Spider-Verse isn't good.
No one's I've never said anyone saying Spider-Verse is not good.
Well, it's not as popular as it should be, in my opinion. That's all.
That's because it's an animated movie.
That's bullshit. It's such a genuinely good movie.
You are just biased.
I'm angry and biased, and that's why but also at the same time, I saw the clips. I've seen tidbits of the stupid Spider-Man we were talking about, Far From Home, whatever it's called. It just looks bad. It looks so bad. And I'm just dreading when we get to it. It's like I do not want to watch it.
Because you are ridiculous and you just don't enjoy fun.
Apparently I don't. Let's get back to this review. I don't know how we got to that.
I don't know where I am anymore either.
Brainiac. We're talking about Brainiac. God damn. So you explain Brainiac why he does his thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like he's collecting Superman. Or something with Superman. Superman goes to fight him.
Yes. So the whole middle of this movie is Superman in a spaceship trying to get through Brainiac. He gets put into the sunken city of Kandor and then escapes because Brainiac's an idiot and teleports on Al. I don't think that's how teleportation works. He picks up two robots and it gets teleported out. And then then he beats him up a little bit, and then he goes back to Earth and leads Brainiac right to Earth.
Yeah.
It's like Superman's an idiot in this section, and so is Brainiac. So, okay. And then the whole third act
Don't
is...
did you say anything about him finding her uncles and aunt and shit like that?
Oh yeah, he apparently Kara's parents were found drifting because apparently he's collecting all the remaining Kryptonians to Brainiac. Good luck, because
that defeats so he just learns the knowledge, destroys the planets, but still collects things. So the things he's collecting, tap into their knowledge too.
Well, yeah, he absorbs their knowledge once he captures them, and then he puts them because they weren't supposed to escape. They were errors, essentially. So he's correcting the errors by taking their knowledge and either disposing of them or putting them back into his collections.
Yeah, but in the collection, people are still learning and doing new experiences and maybe creating new things.
Not really. Not really, because he's controlling them with like robots and stuff, and only certain things are allowed to be done. So he provides what they need to survive, but that's it.
I still just feel like that he just
I don't know. See, the problem I think you're having here is you're thinking way too much into his motives when this is one of the more fantastical villains. You know what I mean?
Because honestly, his stuff does make sense, and they do say in the beginning he's a bugged robot. So as much sense as it can make, it also makes no sense because he's
exactly
on himself. So that makes plenty of sense to me, but it's just
that's why I'm thinking you're overthinking of it just a bit here, because it's supposed to be flawed in certain ways.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Anyway, so the whole last act is Brainiac invading Earth and stuff, and there's a really lame line where Lois pushes a robot out of the room and she calls him a butthead. So that happened.
I have problems with them pushing the robots out the damn windows, but they're not strong enough to do that. That's not right. Whatever, movie's got a movie.
Yeah, I mean, we need Lois is in this movie. We needed to do something in this act. So yeah, Superman and Kara team up. Brainiac captures Metropolis. They go back to the spaceship. Superman fights Brainiac in a ship while trying to destroy his son. In the comic, they actually say that Brainiac destroyed Krypton, which I found was stupid.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Whereas I actually like this version that's better, where he just knew Krypton was exploded, so he took the city that he wanted.
Yeah.
So this one
conning it that way is like, come on, don't do this.
Yeah, but him destroying Krypton is really stupid. But whatever. But that's what he's going to do to Earth. He shoots a missile at Earth because he's going to take Metropolis and destroy Earth so it doesn't evolve and get more information. Supergirl stops the missile. He beats Brainiac up by throwing him outside of his ship because his ship is like a bubble for him, essentially, like a clean room almost, and outside of it is nothing but chaos, and so he's practically beaten by the chaos of our world and germs.
Yeah.
And
it's very the Worlds-esque.
And he dies, essentially.
Yeah.
Where in the comics he's kind of just like captured and being experimented on by the US government in later story arcs. But since this is a standalone movie, we can't have the villain live for some reason. I never understand killing off villains.
Neither do I.
It just seems like you're limited in what you can do later.
Looking at you, Marvel. He's not really dead, I guess, right?
No, I mean this movie for some reason has an after credits scene showing that he's still alive.
Yeah.
I don't know why this movie has an after credits scene, but okay. I guess Marvel established it, so now that everything does it.
Which again, why does Superman keep the mementos of people he's used? This seems more of a macabre.
I don't know. It's the same reason why Batman keeps trophies.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a trophy room.
Why?
You've seen the Batcave.
I know, but why have that?
Honestly, I think it's because they're a little crazy.
They are a little crazy. I can see keeping some of the science to dissect and learn, but once you learn from it, get rid of it.
Batman kept that giant T-Rex.
Yeah, I guess.
And that giant penny.
Oh God, it's so dumb. I hate when they do that. It's just.
I don't know. I think it's a cool little thing, just a nod to the past.
I mean, it's viewers. It's like, hey, remember this villain he fought?
Not necessarily. I think it's part of the hero's mania, essentially. You know what I mean? They need these trinkets to remind them why they're doing stuff, almost. Because, it's the same reason why Bruce immortalizes Jason Todd's Robin's outfit in a case once he was dead because
That one makes sense to me. Like, yeah, it fucked up badly, or whatever happened really badly. I gotta keep this around for A, keep the kid in memory, and B,
well,
keep
and
me on the straight and
that's what
straight.
the thing. It's
That one
just
makes
like,
sense, but keeping the villain shit around, that makes no sense to me.
well, it does make a certain amount of sense. Like to remind you of the lessons of that do not fall for certain things there, or keeping certain weapons so they don't fall back into their hands.
Destroy them. Take them apart. You're the genius.
Well,
Take them literally piece by piece apart.
Well, what happens if you can use that technology later to save a different thing?
Well, I'm saying, learn from the technology, literally learn from it. Probably keep some of the schematics in your top secret computer.
Why would you not just keep the weapon if you can use it later?
I don't see why keeping it around.
Why?
Worst case, I build it again. It just seems like a bizarre thing to do, especially after defeating so many villains.
It's it's
20 U-Haul
really no different than somebody keeping their awards and trophies.
That's weird too.
You just
well, no, it's totally different. It's like keeping the trophies of your enemies. That's bizarre. That's war crime level shit, right? Yeah, I took a skull to remember who I killed.
Well, he doesn't keep their remains.
Obviously,
he keeps
this guy literally just took the remains of Brainiac. That's literally the remains of the guy. Why would you keep that?
To study and to make sure that he, because this is an alien creature that seems to keep coming back.
Well, this is the first time we encountered him, so he has no idea he's going to come back.
Well, exactly. So you study what he was just in case something like this ever happened again.
Bizarre. It's bizarre to me.
No, I think you're just weird.
Why have the big penny from like that Batman? Why have that big penny?
Well, maybe he just thought it was cool.
That's bizarre.
And why do you have like action figures?
I don't have action figures.
Or
who told you have action figures in here? No, I'm kidding.
Or posters, or
yeah, but I didn't take the things I have in my room in my house from someone who was trying to destroy the city I live in.
No, but like he collected that giant penny from, I don't remember what adventure that was. He collected the giant dinosaur from a movie set, essentially. He just thought it was cool.
Why?
Because
you're a billionaire. Did he steal it or did he pay for it? Like, what's wrong with this dude?
Well, no, because he was... Alright. So here's the thing. It was Robin's birthday, right?
Oh my god. Yeah.
And Bruce got Robin a plane, and they were out flying. And as they were flying over an island, Robin saw a dinosaur down on this island, and Bruce didn't believe them, so they went down to investigate. And then they got into a little adventure. They fought like these like cave guys, and then there's the giant dinosaur, and then like a saber-toothed tiger. And it turns out all the stuff they were filming a movie, and they said Batman and Robin. They're like, we're gonna keep this stuff, and we're gonna put this in the movie. And then as kind of payment, they gave him the giant dinosaur that he wanted.
That's fair. It's for the kid. It's for his birthday. It's cute and adorable. That's fair. But keeping Mr. Freeze's freeze ray, why?
Because what happens if you need something frozen?
Like what? You're gonna need frozen.
What happens if, I don't know, some woman is dying from a disease and the only way to save her is to keep her frozen?
Well, let her die.
So you just don't. You are just. You have no use for practicality.
No, I'm a hoarder.
And two,
I'm a hoarder, so I see people hoarding shit like that. Like, why are you hoarding, man? Get rid of shit. Or give it to science. Why are you hoarding it yourself? Just give it to science, guy.
Because science is evil in these worlds. How many scientists are evil? Come on.
Not all of them, just a handful.
Like 90% of them.
No, just a handful of the scientists. They happen to kill off the good scientists.
And then you also don't seem to understand sentimentality.
No, I do, but it's just weird to take the thing that the bad person was using to destroy and kill people. It's like, if he had Joker's knife in his possession, that's f***ing weird. And he probably doesn't, to my knowledge. I hope he doesn't.
No, he doesn't have Joker's knife, but like,
he's got like one of the clown Jack in the Boxes. That'd be weird if you had that. Like, why
he has the cards that he gets sent by Joker and stuff.
See that, but that makes sense. Like the evidence, like that makes sense. Like I have birthday cards still, but keeping cards that the Joker teases or the Riddler teases you with kind of makes sense to me. It's the extravagant, like having a museum of shit. Like that's the bizarre part to me.
I don't know. Like I think there's a cool factor to it that I just excuse for it, and then there's the whole, these guys are kind of crazy, so maybe they're just obsessive compulsive in what they collect.
It must be that something like
So
like why like who's that for collecting all that shit? Unless you're going to have a
they're
tour of the
for
backstage. That's
themselves.
just that's the bizarre thing. Like that's just weird.
And the
Like
way,
whenever I see
and
that in a show or
especially
a movie, like why do you have this shit?
especially the way Bruce is, where he always finds new ways to find new information from things that he keeps.
Yes,
I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
that's always found it bizarre. That's all. It's like this is just weird. If I ever found the Batcave and saw all that shit, like this is you're already weird enough, and then that just makes it extra weird.
Like
Like what
I
the
would
am I
understand.
at?
I would get it if this was like a museum where out in the public that anybody can get to, kind of like the Flash Museum is just out in the open for the public to go visit for some reason. But that's a Central City thing. The city built that museum for
But
the
I'd rather
Flash.
have that. But that makes more sense to me. As flawed and bad as that is, like as like these things are get taken, obviously, but it makes more sense to have a museum of like, look at the things the Penguin used, and here's the Mister Freeze was
Yeah,
wing.
but
That makes sense. Here's
no one's.
Clayface exhibit.
It's very few people breaking into the Batcave. You know what I mean?
I mean, it happens every movie apparently.
Well, that's because they choose certain movies to do it, and
Yeah.
it's like that's just one of the big plot points. But normally, it's only a certain couple can get into the Batcave. So keeping these things secured in a place that no one can get to makes sense.
No, and it does. It does. It definitely does. It's just weird to have it. That's all. I just always found it like
I don't know. I never found it weird. It's kind of like Superman has a zoo. So
what,
Superman has a zoo. So
which is, well, he has to do with extinct animals, right?
yeah, it's mostly just
That
endangered
makes
species.
sense. These planets that die, because it's like my planet died, I lost all that shit. So I'm gonna try to save this thing. That makes total sense to me. It's just
I don't know.
Batman shit makes no sense to
I
me.
just think you're like, it's the same reason why people collect things. It's just
Yeah, it's just a weird level of like why are you collecting this stuff though.
people collect weird things though.
They do, they
So-
do, they do.
Like bottle caps. Why do you collect bottle caps?
I was that guy for a long time, honestly. Don't know why.
It's like it's just an obsession and a compulsion to do stuff like that.
It is. It's just, but see, that's another thing that needs to be in therapy.
But at the same time, if you're going to have that compulsion, won't you want to collect cool things?
Yes.
So that's why I'm like I get the compulsion to do it. Like I collect video games, so it's like I get it. Like if you're gonna collect something, and it should be cool,
But see, in a weird, bad way, though, also like memorializes. Batman can never outright say, "Yeah, I collected it because it's cool." Like, no, these things were murderous weapons that the villains had.
Well,
So
not
now
everything is. Not everything is.
Not everything is. I'm focused on like the weapons he has, the shit, the technology. So he can't say this shit's cool, isn't it? Like, yeah, but the bad guy used to kill like a city block of people. No, but it's cool. It's like to me, it's like the same like.
Well, no, but like I said, those
Second Amendment. Am I right? No, just say guns are cool and it's fine because I get it, guns are cool. Like
So-
to me, it's like that equivalence. That's all.
But it's not though. So like, it's not the cool factor that he's keeping those things. He's keeping those things to keep it out of other people's hands because one, he's Batman and he's paranoid to have it in anyone else's hands, and two,
So then why not destroy it then?
because two, there's always a possibility that he can use that technology or even that specific weapon for something later.
Which I said, like, why not just take it apart, make a schematic of it, which you can upload to your smart computer, and you
Because
always have that ready to be made.
What happens if the thing takes 1,010 days to build and you need it that day?
He can take 1,000. It won't take him that long to build because he has all the pieces. He can have all the things he needs to make it again in the Batcave.
But why would you? It's like saying, oh, you have all the exercise equipment pieces there. You can just put it together every time you want to exercise.
Totally different.
No, it's not.
The exercise equipment won't. I mean, it can kill you if I will kill people and have killed people, but they're not made to kill people. Whereas this freeze gun,
but if this freeze gun is inside a display case and it's just sitting there untouched,
come on, TJ.
How's that different than like a gun museum or a weapons museum or anything else? Except this is the most secure place in the world.
There's nothing with secure place because people stumble onto it all the time. Robin from Batman and Robin, and so on and so forth. People
But they
stumble
never
onto it
take those things out and just play with them.
because they're naturally good people, but like they're just bad.
And that's the only people allowed in the cave.
Allowed after they stumble into. I don't know, man. It's just
No one's ever just stumbled into the cave.
it just does not sit well with me. That's all. It's just a weird thing he has.
You're just being weird about this.
No, it's just every time. Ever since I was young, I would see Batman has collection of shit. Like why, or just superhero in general has collection of the enemies thing. Like what? Why? It's an egotistical thing. I get that. It's just like it just seems like. Oh,
and it's just a collection of their adventures.
It's fucking diaries. There's literally media coverage of your adventures. You're fine. Get rid of the shit you have.
Why though? Why you don't need a lot of things that you keep.
Yeah, I know.
You don't need all the DVDs you own, but you keep them.
No, I need these because it's the only one that has this media.
You don't need all the magic cards that you have, but you
yes,
have
I
them.
do, TJ.
Yeah.
You don't tell me what I need.
Exactly. You don't tell Batman what he needs, all right?
He needs therapy. That's what he fucking needs. Back to the movie.
We were almost done, too.
I know. We talked more about other shit than this movie.
I know, because you keep going on rants.
I don't care about this movie.
We could have been done this review 45 minutes ago.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so he defeats Brainiac.
And overload for some reason.
And he takes Kandor to a red planet because I guess he doesn't want a bunch of Kryptonians with superpowers. Or, like in the comics, he frees Kandor on Earth, and then
he what?
He releases Kandor, the city on Earth.
They say freezes. Like what the fuck? Okay.
He releases it on Earth, and then the world suddenly has got 100,000 superpower Kryptonians on Earth.
No way.
Yeah, and that
will go dark so quickly.
That's the storyline for I'm assuming like the next year. It's called It's called Planet Krypton. All throughout all the Superman books and stuff.
That'd be a terrible idea.
It was a terrible idea, from what I understand. I didn't read through it, but from what
on his part, right? That sounds like why would he do that? It sounds you can't introduce new species into another ecosystem. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know how it turned out. I haven't actually read that story arc, but
oh my god, that would go south so quickly.
Like I read one comic past this story arc, and it was all these Kryptonians are around, and then you still have sympathizer of General Zod, and they're going to
exactly.
It's so they already starting to touch on it. So
they're thinking about the legality of like, okay, if there's the Kryptonian law now, do they have their own laws that got implemented? Like, where would that happen? What
it depends.
One has a relations with a human.
It depends on where it depends on where he released the city. I'm not sure where Krypton is.
Wow.
Or Argo City is anymore. He probably released somewhere in Antarctica though, which no one has sovereignty over.
No, man. Then I'd be like, no, man, you suck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Them from taking over the world. They really
like I can't defend it or not defend it because I don't know how the storyline plays out.
God, just nothing but bad problems from that.
But it was a very selfish move. But he because I guess was him and Kara were the only really Kryptonians left, and now he's got a whole city of his people, and he wanted them free. So
see, I'd be the biggest Superman fan, and then once he doing something like that, I would be like his biggest opponent. Like this guy sucks.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how it turns out.
Yeah,
so
I kind of want to read that story arc now.
But yeah, but he frees Kandor in this movie on like Mars or something. Or it's like on a red planet and just abandoned him there. So good luck. I
mean, what is he gonna do? Keep him a tiny thing?
True, but like the
planet's destroyed. Good luck making your own thing now.
Yeah, that. And then he takes them to this planet, and it has a red sun, which assumes that they lose their powers once they're there. I guess they had enough to get back home, or maybe they took a spaceship. And then Kara just leaves her parents on this planet and goes back to Earth.
But she wouldn't do, right? There's no way she would do that.
No, because it was only, according to this movie, like 4 months since she was on Krypton.
She hated everything about being on Earth, so you're right.
So, I don't know. Just a lot of it didn't make any sense. Anyway. So, this movie ends on a happy note, which is completely different than how it ended in the comics, which I found interesting.
Ooh, okay.
So, this movie ends with Clark, apologizing for being a misogynistic jerk, and then proposing to Lois in front of the Daily Planet people, establishing their relationship, essentially. Happy ending. sure, whatever, the end.
Nice.
In the comics, the Kents were a big part of the storyline. Like, they were worried about Clark and stuff, and helping Kara, and just going back and forth. And at the end of the story arc, Jonathan Kent has the heart attack and dies.
It's kind of late in the game, but whatever.
Well, I think at this point it was the rebooted world. So, like, in 1984, the world got rebooted. So this was the reboot continuity. So he probably stuck around for that long in this continuity.
Okay.
So, and it was just, I guess it was just that time to get rid of him. But again,
why?
I don't know. I only read this story arc. Like, this was 2000. I haven't read much of the Superman stuff from the 2000s, and this was in that era, so I'm not really sure.
But that's supposed to motivate him to become Superman, right?
No.
He's already Superman.
Not necessarily.
No?
No. He didn't become Superman, like, originally because of Johnny Kent's death.
And then the Christopher Reeves movies, it kind of like, I'm not saying it motivated him, but like it kind of set him on that path more so. Or kept him on the path, wherever you want to phrase
I mean, either way works, whether he's alive or dead, it could keep him on that path, So it really doesn't matter if he's dead or not. All it does is Jonathan Kent's death. All it really does is, like, show Clark that he can't save everybody.
Yeah.
So that storyline, that arc, can be placed at any point in Superman's career.
I think it's better at a younger age. But I didn't see it happen I don't know.
Like, it can get to a point where Clark's been doing this for a long time and he's never really failed, and then his dad dies of a heart attack, and then that drives into a new Superman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could tell there's many different elements you could throw that anywhere. And like I said, I'm not sure. I didn't read the entirety of the thing because it's like 10 years of comics and I'm not doing it. But yeah, that was Superman Unbound.
Oh, we're done already? Wow.
Yeah, I said it was the end. I was comparing the endings of the movies.
Oh shit, that was fast.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be a quick review, and it would have been done an hour ago if you would stop talking. But anyway, so yeah, the movie overall is meh, honestly.
Yep.
I wouldn't say it's bad. It has bad elements to it, but, like, it's still a classic Superman story. It's just we've seen it a lot.
Yeah, if this was the first one you saw, you would not be disappointed.
Yeah, not really. Some of the elements are annoying, but like I said, it depends on who you are.
Yeah, but not annoying enough to be like, this movie. It's just like, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a Superman movie.
Yeah.
That leads into another Superman movie.
Which is either love it or hate it.
Next week's movie. That's what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I think I'm at a 5.
Yeah, I'm at a 4. So I couldn't recommend it, but it's like, it's not abysmal.
Well, see, I can recommend it if you've never seen a Superman movie before. Like an animated Superman movie before.
No, there's other ones I'd rather recommend than this. Like, this one I would not recommend in that sense. But I'm not saying to avoid it. I'm just saying.
Like I said, if someone said, should I watch Superman Unbound? Like, I'd be like, yeah. I mean, sure, it's an average movie. It's an average Superman movie. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah, if they're holding the DVD in front of you, like, should I watch this? Like, yeah.
Yeah, good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's garbage, but
Yeah, it's an hour or some change, so it's quick.
Yeah, still Superman at its core.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I never had the tingles for this movie. I never had, like, this. There was never a moment in this movie where Superman, like, ooh, now that's Superman.
Well, again,
never had that in this movie.
We literally just covered this movie like 40 movies ago.
Exactly. But even, I don't know if I had that tingle then.
Because wasn't that 49? You said Batman.
Yeah, no, it was 49. So yeah, literally 40 movies
and we're on 89.
Yeah, I know.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, 50 is Superman, or Batman, 50 is the next one. The last one was Superman Returns. So I was like, wow, perfect.
Yeah, Superman seems like round numbers.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it.
We got to find a better way to end this. We just like kind of peter out.
Well, we used to end with making fun of the audience, but then we're just like,
we can't do gimmicky. So we say, until next time, superhero. No.
We should have ended it when you said that's just Superman. It's when you should have just ended it when we said that's just Superman and just stop.
We should say it like, well, that's just Superman. That's just sound effect.
No, it should have just been, that's just Superman, and then that would have been the end of the podcast. That's where I would have stopped it.
That's fair. Well, that's just Superman, I guess.